Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now July 6th of 2022, and quite a number of days ago, we got the official release of the Obi-Wan Kenobi finale over 1 week ago. That was really a big deal for the Star Wars fandom, as it really created a lot of criticism looking back at the series in its entirety. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the Kenobi TV series is that we obviously know that Joby Harold, the writer of the show, really went in a completely different direction than what Stuart Beatty was going to do with the Obi-Wan Kenobi trilogy. Now, Beatty actually talked about everything to do with how Reva was supposed to die and how Darth Vader was supposed to actually annihilate her. After actually learning about the truth of exactly who she is and where she comes from, there were a lot of differences in the Kenobi movie trilogy and the actual Kenobi TV series. And a lot of this is all rooted to Kathleen Kennedy and of course related to production issues. And we're going to be jumping into that in just a second, of what Kennedy recently had to say about the Kenobi series, what she admitted to, and how she apologized about the production problems with the Kenobi TV show and more. So on top of all of this, we already know that creators like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they are going to be involved in the Kenobi second season that is already in the early development phase. It is indeed moving along, and they will be officially announcing this by this fall into, of course, early 2023. So there's a lot of things going on with that project. However, when it all dwindles down to Kathleen Kennedy, alright, she's also been having a lot of trouble with, of course, shows like the Acolyte TV show and Skeleton Crew, and trying to get those two projects out as soon as possible. Now, however, on top of all of this, alright, with Kathleen Kennedy currently working on projects like Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte series, Kennedy has been having a very hard time with developing the Acolyte for over 1 year now, with production issues. In a recent interview about the Kenobi series, Kennedy was eventually questioned about the show behind the scenes and what it was like. Kennedy went on to say the following to the fans: "Well, we did have a lot of problems on set between the creators and the crew. There were many times when we thought that the series was either going to get cancelled, or was either going to extend or get delayed through midway through production." She goes on to state the following: "There were many times where, of course, we thought the series was either going to actually halt production midway through, but we wanted to push through and rush over production and getting things rolling fast. We looked at our options and took them. We had to move fast with the editing process and move fast with principal photography. It was a very tough experience, not just for me, but also for Joby and Deborah Chow to work so hard and so fast to get this out on time. We originally wanted to make this into a longer series running 8 episodes instead of 6, so that we could throw in more storytelling, and it just wasn't working out for us, since we had a release date that we wanted to actually hit, and were set on that date to make it happen. We did, yes, have another Vader and Kenobi fight that we ended up deleting that was going to involve Mustafar, but that was more of a story choice on my end that I decided was unnecessary for the story. I and others felt that would have been repeating the story of Revenge of the Sith a bit too much, so we left that out of the show." So, what Kathleen Kennedy is saying here is that she intentionally cancelled the Mustafar fight between both Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. And this absolutely does connect to the concept art that we actually saw of the Kenobi series a couple months ago, give or take. You know, quite a number of months ago, before the Kenobi series dropped, we got that concept art of Kenobi fighting Vader on Mustafar, and, well, that scene was actually filmed to a degree at least, and Kathleen Kennedy decided to say, hey, let's not use that, take it out, don't even bother paying attention to that scene, and just put it to the wayside. And she did that because she felt it was mimicking Revenge of the Sith too much. I don't know about you guys, but to me, that would have been awesome, having the Vader castle in the background and everything related to that. But I digress. Now, on top of this, she goes on to state the following: "I do apologize for the Kenobi series and how it may have turned out for some fans around the world out there due to our production schedule and really running things fast with this show. Maybe it impacting our editing quality or how we filmed the series, I don't know. but I am still very proud of what we created for Kenobi, and I am very sorry if we did anything wrong to the dedicated fan base out there. We are trying to research where we went wrong with the show, as the feedback we are actually getting is no secret. We are going to try and do better with upcoming shows like The Acolyte and even Skeleton Crew, and how these new stories are going to really capture a brand new point in Star Wars that you have not seen before. So, another pointer here that I do want to bring up before I get to the next thing here about Kathleen Kennedy is that Yoda was supposed to be in the show. And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago lightly, that Yoda was supposed to be a big focus in the series, teaching Obi-Wan how to commune with Qui-Gon Jinn's Force Ghost and teaching him how to really harness that, connection to the Force, to the netherworld of the Force. And basically, that was also cut out of the series. She wanted nothing to do with Yoda, and it made absolutely no sense because you can see that Kenobi's in great need of help. Many times he can't reach Qui-Gon. Why not try to reach Yoda remotely while he's alive on Dagobah? That was supposed to be the whole side thing after Revenge of the Sith of Yoda teaching Kenobi how to commune with Qui-Gon Jinn. Now I get it, it's 10 years later, I understand that. Maybe he only taught Kenobi, for the first 2 years, who knows, but still, we can see that Kenobi's still struggling, he's still having issues connecting. You would think that you would want to include Yoda. Well, they didn't. They were going to, but Kathleen Kennedy deleted that. Moving forward from this, alright, she goes on to state the following as well. With Kenobi, however, it was a very stressful time, not just for us creators, but for the actors as well. We ended up having to cut out many scenes from the story either on purpose or to save time with editing and post to get the show released in a timely fashion. It's never our intent to make a series that has less care and focus from our creators, but we did everything that we could to get this out, and I am sorry if we have some major flaws in the show once again. We are currently looking at options on how we can create a remedy for this and how we can move forward as well. Now, another thing that I think a lot of fans need to know that's absolutely important is that everything related to Kathleen Kennedy here is that she's apologizing over things that really don't quite really exist in her mind. She says that she's sorry about the editing. She says that she's sorry about the production issues of the Kenobi series, but it doesn't really sound authentic to me. It sounds like that this is just her trying to save her image, trying to seem like she's sincere to the fans, but at the same exact time, she goes on to say the following, like, oh, well, I'm very proud of what I created and put out there. Even if we rushed it to no end and just skipped a lot of steps. That's basically what she's saying. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. That's kind of how it's coming off as. That's at least my opinion. I don't know about you guys, but related to everything here is that the Kenobi series was a very rushed production, as she admits. It had a lot of problems behind the scenes. It was supposed to be 8 episodes, just like Mando, and unfortunately we got 6. That, of course, created some problems with the story being a bit too tight, but there were moments in this series that could have been cut out absolutely 100%. Leia did not have to get kidnapped a second time as a great example. I always point this out because it was unnecessary. So, obviously, Kathleen Kennedy's trying to defend her choices. This way she doesn't have to necessarily, admit to everything. But she is admitting that there were a lot of production issues, a lot of problems on set, with rushing and skipping a lot of steps in the actual series. But overall, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.